What's true? What's true? Every day I contemplate the difference between the truth of my five senses and the truth of my inner world, my imagination. So many times I've assumed something from my imagination was true and later physically lived out that same experience. And I've done it enough and intentionally enough to know that there's something to it. But at the same time, then there's this living life. And there's this physical life, this time, space, this life. And every day I find myself just wanting truth. What is the truth? What is the truth? If what I imagine to be true becomes true, what does that mean about reality? What does that mean about truth? I've grown up believing in Jesus Christ and salvation. First literally, physically, and then metaphysically, because as I've come to understand, as I imagine myself to be the righteousness of Jesus, I actually physically experience that idea. And so I see the truth in that, both the physical and metaphysical, because if God the Father is greater than all things exist in him, and this is all his story, and I'm in his story, and his story has to do with he is the salvation of life, he is the answer, then Jesus Christ makes sense, both physically and metaphysically. That makes sense. Even why I come on social media, why I talk, is because truth. I want truth. I want other people to have truth. I guess I'm just hungry for truth. I don't know, do you guys hunger for truth? Like, that's my driving force. When I was a little kid, I would take things apart just to know how they were made. Like, I didn't care about putting them back together. I was curious what made them what they are. And it's interesting, I find myself dissecting reality the same way. Though there is a desire to make a life, put life together, I have this strong desire to understand reality. Why? Who is God? What is God? What makes life? This channel is based on helping people create health in their physical life by tapping into health in their imagination. I used to want to help people create many things in their physical life, but I realized one area of my experience that I've mastered is health. I've overcome symptoms many times where I wake up and I feel congestion or sore throat or something related to what people would term as sickness. But a long time ago, I think even as a young child, I never identified with being sick. I always claimed I don't get sick. But now I understand that sickness in the body is a manifestation of the mind, and so my mind doesn't get sick, but if I inhabit an idea where the manifestation of it is fatigue or sickness in my body, then that's possible. And so if I observe symptoms in my body, then I immediately know now I was dwelling on an idea where the match to that idea in my mind was sickness in my body. And so in my mind I just say, no, I'm healthy. I began being health in my imagination. I began, let's say, congestion in my sinuses. I imagine the feeling of breathing clearly through my sinuses. And I realized that's my reality. Even if my body isn't physically experiencing that, it soon will be, because I am the experience of clear sinuses. And without fail, it doesn't take long. Hey, Patrick. Somebody just saw me. Without fail, my sinuses clear up. And it's because in my imagination they were clear. So I've mastered imagination in this area of my life, but I haven't yet mastered it in other areas. I don't know if that's probably just mental blocks in my own self. But because I've mastered it in my health, it's something I can give away. So if you struggle with health in your body and you haven't quite learned how to master it in your mind, reach out, ask questions. I'd be glad to talk you through it. Probably not a voice message, but through messaging, just because my life is busy. But I'd be happy to assist you. This is not a coaching service. This is a friendly, free service. If you desire health in your body and you want to understand how to apprehend that in your mind, be glad to help.